Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being in Voices from the Liminal today. I truly appreciate everyone spending the time with us out of their busy day and deciding to sit here with us and join in this conversation, this grounding conversation that we're going to be having with Raven and myself, especially about his new book that just came out, or it's going to be coming out. I'm already getting ahead of myself because I've already had this book. But as people are still coming in, please feel free to settle in, grab some water, some tea, a drink, your beverage of choice. I have mine as well. I have some chai tea right here. And this is going to be very much a gentle, grounded conversation. There's no rush to arrive perfectly. Just being here is enough. So thank you all again for sharing your time and energy with us. We greatly appreciate it. So before we begin our conversation, I want to properly introduce our guest. The phenomenal human being next to me, his name is Raven Digitalis. He is an award-winning author, spiritual practitioner, educator, whose work bridges empathic awareness, shadow integration, and grounded occult practice. He is best known for his empaths trilogy, including Empath Oracle, which I have right here, and Everyday Empath, as well as the Shadow trilogy, which includes a Gothic witch oracle, which I also have right here, and a witch's shadow magic compendium. I have that on the PDF form, and then his new book that's coming out is Raven Digitalis Shadow Work, and it's Shadow Magic Spellbook, which is absolutely phenomenal, guys. I have already done a book review on this book. I done a video, so please check back into I think last week. Check back into one of those videos and watch the full review because this book is absolutely wonderful. I'm excited to share it with all of you guys, and I hope you guys pick it up and also decide to go on this healing journey with us. But also, Raven has been an earth-based practitioner since 1999, a priest since 2003, and brings decades of lived experience into his work. He holds a degree in cultural anthropology, co-operated a nonprofit pagan temple for 16 years, and he has long approached magic through both spiritual and cultural responsibilities. In addition to his writings, Raven is a professional tarot reader and Reiki practitioner and medium, which I can attest myself. Him and I had a session, and it was phenomenal, guys. Absolutely phenomenal. Please check out his website. His link is in the description down below. So his sessions are deeply intuitive, supportive, rooted in energetic safety, which again, I can say I personally attest to his incredible work. What I appreciate most about Raven's work is the way it treats shadow not as something to conquer, but as something to understand, integrate, and care for. So Raven, thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate you, and I'm excited to introduce you to everybody that's in the live right now.
Yeah, thank you for that introduction. I'm honored.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your book is phenomenal. I just want to say that your book completely helped me, and I feel like it's what everybody needs right now is this type of healing shadow work type of work that we all need to work on. Like we all need to do this in some way or another.
Yeah, that's the thing. The shadow is all pervasive, just like the light is all pervasive. Whole dance, all interplay, all of our existence is everybody. Nobody's excluded from that. And so, like you mentioned, my two main callings are empathy and shadow work, and that's what I've written numerous books and oracles. Those two different things, and I feel that they're very related, at least for me, and for a lot of people I talk to, and as well as you. Empathy and shadow work are very, interdependent. Yeah, with the insane times in our country and in the world. I mean, it's always insane, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of uncertainty,
Mhm.
And so doing that personal work, the self work, the shadow work, I think is vital at this time for most of us. Maybe
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, definitely. I think all of your work is coming at a perfect time personally for myself, because I am doing a show called Returning Home Rooted. It's a series and I'm doing monthly. And, you know, like I had mentioned to you during our one-on-one session, this was something that my guides kind of pushed me to doing is healing and, you know, for myself. But then it started into how about you do videos on it on a monthly basis. And then shortly that your book arrived on my lap and I was like, okay, there's no coincidence here whatsoever. I think our paths were meant to align exactly as they did.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
For an
Yeah.
instant, I'm like, yeah, it's my
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to say hi to some people who are in the chat before we continue. So we have Stephen Carsley. Hello, Stephen. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. We have the wonderful Rebecca John. Hello, my dear sister. Welcome. We also have Frater RC. He also is going. They're going to be having a live next week on Friday.
yeah.
Okay,
Hmm. The
perfect.
hermetic.
So definitely check out Frater's channel, and you know, subscribe and do all that likey stuff and bell notifications so you can watch Raven on his channel as well.
It's called Magic Without Fears. The Hermetic podcast is his.
Nice. Okay. Oh, we have Raven here. Hello, Raven.
Here, I'm like, hey guys.
Let's see. We have Maple Grove. Hello, Maple Grove. Thank you for being here. Oh, we have the lovely Miss Tarot D. She is the madrina, or she's the godmother in our community of tarot.
Wonderful.
Yep, we have Draven. Hey, Draven. Thank you for being here. We have Madame Maru. Hello, Maru.
Oh.
And we have Faye of the Forest. Hello, thanks for being here.
Hmm.
Oh, we have Amber. She's my girl from my sisterhood, Psychopomp of the Void. Thank you so much for being here. And okay, so I want to begin by naming that Shadow Work Magic book, like I just said, entered my life while I was actively returning home rooted. Here we go, guys. We're going to do the shameless plug. I did, however, pin at the top of the comments the website for Llewellyn on picking up this book. So you guys can go ahead and pre-order it because it's coming out in March. But when you were writing this book, did you imagine it being used as a long-term companion alongside healing work rather than a standalone spell book?
Excuse me. Well, my first spell book. See, I've got all my books here. Shameless.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Spell book is called Planetary
Yep.
Spells, and these are aligned to the planets, of course. And all of these spells are much lengthier and ritualistic than the ones that you'll find in Shadow Magic Spellbook. So there's 44 spells in Shadow Magic Spellbook, whereas I think there's 55 in Planetary Spells and Ritual. So they're much more approachable in the new book, and that's something that I was really going for. It's not just because we live in this culture where we're scrolling and getting fast information and processing things very quickly and just want quick fix, dopamine. Yeah. I mean, that is the world we live in. That's not why I wrote it like I did, though. It was just guided by the spirits that way. And I really set out to make a book of spells that can be modified and adapted for everybody on their own personal paths, and not like recipes necessarily, but it's like, here's a framework, roll with it.
That's exactly what I loved about your book. As I was going through it and reviewing everything, and when I did my video unboxing on it, I mentioned that your spells in here, and you also recommend people do that, to do it like personalize the spells. So this is kind of like a framework of what you want for a spell, but then you can change it, modify it. Like you have a spell here for the wounds and the leather 12 by 12 piece, and then cutting specific, intentions into it with an athame. And, I bought an imitation leather because I didn't want to, harm an animal. But at the same time, I said, you know what? I think you can visualize doing this work. If you don't have the means to buy stuff like that, visualize yourself and meditation, cutting that, putting honey on it, healing it, and, drink some tea to help with the healing process. And I feel like, I mentioned that. I said, you can visualize you doing this. And if you don't have the means or the necessary means to be able to purchase these items. So that's what I loved about your book. And I think a lot of people are really going to start this healing process because of your book, in my opinion.
Good. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I really agree with you there that the astral temple, the mental temple, how we construct our own reality through meditation goes a long way. We can cast magic and do spells and prayers with no tools.
Correct.
By simply focusing and setting our intention, and that's we're all co-creating reality at the same time anyway.
Exactly.
Thoughts and our actions. So it's no different with the magical arts. It's great to have tools and that can help specifically hone what we're going for, and that can be really significant. Everybody's different. Like some people, vibe more with big ceremonial magical and very specific astrological timings and these things, which is awesome. Other people vibe more with intuitive work and kind of low magic versus the witchy stuff, the earth-based stuff. So, everyone's different and comes from a different approach. And that's part of what I set out to do in the book, was be like, take your own approach and make each spell your own, or your own,
Yeah, that's something that I'm always telling. We have a live on Thursdays, and my co-host and we mention that all the time. It's your intention. It's what you put into it. It's your own energy. It's your own essence. You don't need a million tools. You just need yourself.
When I was a teenager, though, and a baby witch, I was collecting all the tools, you name it, every little incense resin, every little, every herb, everything.
Me too.
I think that's a story for a lot of us. And my priestess at the time, Zanoni Silverknife, she founded the Georgian Wiccan tradition. That's what I was first trained in. And may she be at peace. She saw all the tools at that time when I was a teenager. She's like, you don't need all this shit. So she's like, you really? I'm like, I don't.
But I love it. I love having all this stuff. I have like 5 altars. Why not? It's your preference, as well as what you have space for, what you don't have space for, what you can support, or if you're still in the closet and you can't do any of this stuff. I think your own intention itself is all that you need to be able to do any of these spells in here. The visualization process, the meditation, I think, I could see myself, I could visualize myself doing these in a meditation form, and, feeling my guides and everybody there with me, helping me. So I'm going to say hi to a couple more people. My son came in the chat. Hi, Tyler. Thanks for being here, honey. And then we have Timing Magic with Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for being here.
Yep. Yeah. Lisa knew Zanoni as well, she mentioned. Founding priestess of Georgian witchcraft. And
nice.
Yeah, Lisa's one of my favorite people ever.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Astrologer, master herbalist. Yeah, all the things.
Oh, beautiful. It's nice to have a really nice herbalist and astrologist there with you at your fingertips. Okay, so many people come to shadow work expecting intensity, catharsis, emotional rupture. What intention did you hold around pace and containment while writing this book?
You know, the safe container is what I was going for. Again, people approaching on from their own vantage point.
Mm-hmm.
And then also just not to sensationalize shadow work, because that it can be easily sensationalized, and there's so many different aspects of shadow work. And you know, one reason that I chose the subtitle, and this is an advanced copy, again it comes out on March 8th,
Mm-hmm.
26, is it's called Spells, Charms, and Rituals for Positive Change. I wanted to make sure that if someone was picking up a book, they're like, ooh, shadow magic, that they weren't approaching it looking for curses and hexes and how to hurt someone and dominate someone or things like that. And that's not to bash any of that kind of magic, because it does occasionally have its time and place, but that's just not my focus in that book.
Mm-hmm. And you have 144 spells in this book. So can you talk about why you chose 144? I know you wrote that in the book.
Didn't choose.
It would just happen, right?
Well, and the publishers didn't choose it either. It was just, that was the message constant.
Mm-hmm.
The universe has to be 144. And then I was like, why that number? And then I realized it was 12 by 12. And it's also called a gross, or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a dozen. So, Ashe Rob. And yeah, 144. And then 7 of those are guest spells. So the spirits guide clearly to have 7 guest spells in the book, which
Beautiful.
are so over the moon about those.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm serious, guys. This book is, I think it is a must for any practitioner, regardless if you're new, if you're seasoned. I think anyone and everyone can benefit from this book for so many different types of the healing spells that are in here. And plus, you have your writing skills are phenomenal. Like, you're not very like rigid. You're not very you have to do it this, and this is the way you do it. And, I think just your speaking style and your writing style really shows in your book here. And it's very gentle. It's very much a gentle approach on how you wrote this book.
yeah, I just want people to be comfortable, and
Mm-hmm.
and then also not sacrifice or downplay the intensity of shadow work, especially internal,
Mm-hmm.
which can be extremely intense. And um, but it's a process. It's all a process. It's not like we finish shadow work. It's not like we finish enlightenment. It's all a work. We're all works in progress.
Oh, definitely. And there are a couple times when I was reading your book and looking at the spells, I mean, they hit me. And then I was like, okay, I need to stop and wonder and ask myself, why did it hit me? Why am I feeling this way? And again, that's going with the shadow work. It's understanding, it's feeling, it's, working on yourself and healing yourself on why something made me feel very sad, or why something really just, it hit me in a deeper way. So, and you do mention that in the book on noticing your body, your different types of changes, or how you react to something while you're doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's gonna get something different from the book. And there were some spells that surprised me, where I'm like, oh, this wants to go here. Okay, I'm just gonna listen to the muses and the powers that.
Yep.
Oh, for saying my writing.
Warm, personable, and accessible. Very much. Very, very much. Yeah.
Commented on that also. It's so weird. As a writer, I never even thought to like self-examine my writing style. So
Your writing style is absolutely perfect. It really just is I mean, I just can't, praise it enough how much this book is already helping me. And I've only had it in my hands for, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe. I feel like 3 weeks. Yeah. So it's really great, guys. So the next question is here. Before we talk about more spells, I'd love to ask what did you personally need shadow work to be when you were still learning how to stay present with yourself?
Yeah, that's the thing. Present moment awareness and mindfulness is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing shadow work right now because I get anxious after 20 years of publishing. I still get anxious for any interviews, public stuff, podcasts, all these things. So this is part of my shadow work actively right now, for example. Um, just, we have to push our boundaries
Mm-hmm.
in a healthy way now and then. Just
Yeah.
gotta do.
I know, like maybe leaving the house and, if you're like a very much a hermit type of person, leaving the house and knowing what to do when you are out in the world and shielding, protecting, but also getting out of your comfort zone. So that's still something I need to continuously work on myself.
But yeah, one of the that is a big thing that I'm a proponent
Mm-hmm.
of outside of our comfort zones a little bit that I promote in the book. In a healthy way, we can push our limits in a mindful way, and then back to the present moment awareness. That's a huge thing, mindfulness and being
Mm-hmm.
in the now, and that can really calm depression and anxiety, for example, because if we're anchored in the present moment and you know use our senses and do our exercises, take our deep
Mm-hmm.
tapping, whatever we need to do, um, we can anchor back into the present and
Mm-hmm.
not get sidetracked. So it's a challenge. Oh, these.
Yep. Let me go
Oh,
back to,
yes, Lisa, I am.
okay. Okay, perfect. So one of your core philosophies of returning home is rooted is that healing is not about fixing what is broken, but about returning to the body after survival. Your book approaches shadow work in a similar way. How do you personally define shadow work when it is practiced as returned rather than confrontational?
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't want to approach shadow work as something uh, confrontational, like us versus them, me versus shadow, for example. It's like, okay, this is a part of me. We're going to integrate
Mhm.
this. We're going to understand it and honor it and learn from it and grow from it. And
Yeah.
not, we all have traumas in different ways. That's just part of human experience. So um, we don't need to repress those all the time. I understand that sometimes we need to compartmentalize for
Hmm.
survival and safety and progression, and shadow work, especially internal shadow work, allows a person to or permits a person to look at those things and be like, this is part of me and it's all good, it's okay, and it's safe. I'm not going to get hurt right now. And this
Hmm.
is what often goes in conjunction with therapy. uh, so shadow magic, I think, is very good in conjunction with therapy.
Hmm.
Therapy, people need medication, whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Everyone.
and it's not wrong to be on medication as well while you're, that's also recommended is to, we're not doctors. You're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. When we're talking about different types of remedies, different types of herbs to use, anything like that, it's always best to definitely seek professional help when needed. The witching hour mask and crown ritual is very appealing, Raven. Curious what time for you is your witching hour?
It's so funny. Thank you, Frater.
Hmm.
I have a spell in the book, in the chapter "The Shadow of Nature," I think, about the witching hour. Um, and so for some people say that the witching hour is midnight. Other people
Hmm.
3 a.m. Others say 3 a.m.
Yeah.
For me, the witchiest of the witching hour is the pinnacle of the nighttime. So that would that takes into account calculating sundown and sunrise and finding the middle time between those two
Oh,
for
yeah.
any given day. So the darkest time for me would be whatever that pinnacle is, and that's a real liminal witchy hour. Whereas the pinnacle of the daytime, um, and Lisa knows more about timing magic, for example. Lisa, my friend who's commenting, would be the calculation of, again, between sundown and sunrise in the daytime, and finding those two polarities, which always change.
Mm-hmm.
Season.
Very nice. So I think when doing like a litho ritual, that's probably when it's the best time to do any of those spells during the daytime, is to calculate that time to do exactly the specific hour spell work.
Yeah, for midsummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for midsummer. Yeah, you'll want to do the midsummer magic at the height, at the very peak of the sun. Yeah.
Very nice. I never thought about, I just never really thought of doing it that way, but now that you mention it, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. It's fun to work with and calculate things like that sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So shadow is often framed as something to purge or defeat. What do you feel is lost when shadow is treated as an enemy rather than a part of the self?
That's the whole thing. Back to separating the self from the shadow,
Mm-hmm.
where the whole us versus them approach. I do think that there can be power in naming the shadow and approaching it as an external thing from oneself in order to help resolve it. And it just depends on a person's approach. If we can name the shadow and separate it from ourselves, while at the same time still recognizing that it is part of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
those things are not mutually exclusive, then I think successful work can be done.
Nice. So that's probably when the practitioners try to go outside of their space and their nervous system through magic. So that's probably an experience that happens, right?
Yeah, and we don't want to burn out our nervous system either, with extreme approach, or um, diving too deeply into shadow, not balancing it with light. I do argue that work, light workers
Mm-hmm.
have to do shadow work and shamanic work, for lack of better terms, and it's just all a balance, I think. And I think it needs to be firmly rooted in ethics and
Mm-hmm.
kindness, and that's why I feel that such a great connection between empathy and shadow work.
So when there's people that say that that you shouldn't do shadow work on a regular basis. What's your opinion on that?
I think everybody's different. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like to go by the lunar cycles quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do more shadow work during the new moons, the dark moon.
Mm-hmm.
Do more light work and um, things during the full moon. Um, Everything in nature is changing. That, just like with your hat, there's the whole moon, the whole moon cycle.
The phases, I know. I mean, we're now entering into the full moon, so we're in those 3 days of the full moon.
Yeah, that's right.
That's on Monday. So Monday is the snow moon. It's also Imbolc and Groundhog's Day. But it's the full moon in Leo, in Western, and Cancer in True Sidereal, which I go by True Sidereal.
Yeah, that's a powerful time.
Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff happening within the next 3 days, guys.
Aquarius, all these planets in Aquarius lately has just been messing with my head and anxiety.
I mean, I can't sleep at night half the time anymore. Like last night, I think I had like 3 hours of sleep.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like, why can't I sleep? And then I realize as the full, almost the full moon is shining into my bedroom, and I'm like, oh, The moon's not letting me sleep.
Let's
Just
blame
blame it on the moon. Yeah, blame it on the moon.
Yeah.
So, if your magic had a soundtrack, what genre would it be? And I do realize as I was reading some of your older introductions on your books, you were a DJ.
Yes, for 19 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, goth and industrial electronic music.
Okay, so that would be your genre, I'm guessing, for
Not for my book.
your magic. If your magic had a soundtrack, what genre would it be?
Well, if I could pick like a movie soundtrack, it'd probably be like the Never-Ending Story soundtrack. But
yes.
but for a genre, down-tempo house, chill electronica.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
that's what I write to and work to mostly.
Yeah.
An ambient. So.
That's what I listen to, a lot of ambient music. It's like it comes up on YouTube as like Gothic type of meditative music. So like the background is like a castle and it's snowing, and that to me is the most relaxing. That's what I listen to the whole day.
It's so calming.
It is. So what aesthetic phase never really left you, even as your practice evolved?
Aesthetic phase, well, goth, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that will never leave.
That will never leave.
Gothic culture, like I've written about extensively, and
mm-hmm.
for those interested, Gothic Witches Oracle.
Very good, guys. This is such a great photography deck as well.
And one of the very few photography decks to contain nudity.
Mm-hmm.
Crosscrow books, they're like, free the nipple.
I remember reading that in the guidebook, and I just chuckled when I read that. Free the nipples on the guidebook. I'm like, yes, this is hilarious. I mean, I had to put like washi tape on it so that I don't get dinged by YouTube, but to me it's such an aesthetically pleasing deck.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I had writing the guidebook. Both my Oracle decks I'm just over the moon about. I can't believe it. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, okay, my first book, like I said, I have all my books on hand, was Gothic. Mm-hmm. And like Rob mentioned in the comments, my least favorite book that I've written. But at the time, it was just, and look at these glossy pictures. Like at the time, like it's just like a time capsule now, and it's out of print. But Gothic Witches Oracle is one where my heart is more at. So the goth aesthetic is never leaving. So just accept.
I love it.
But goth just a look either. It's much deeper than that.
Yeah, definitely. If you weren't writing about magic, what do you think you'd be creating instead? Art, music?
I'd probably pursue the piano.
Ooh.
That's about all I can think of. Like,
yeah.
Or more performance art. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. So I want to name something directly. As someone who works with trauma-aware spiritual frameworks, I'm careful about what I recommend, and this book felt safe, not easy, not light, but safe. So what ethical responsibilities did you hold while writing these spells that touch on grief, addiction, trauma, deep psychological wounds that are mentioned in this book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't want to trivialize these deep issues and be like, oh, here's a spell to fix that. That's not how it. These are tools along the way. And that's a big part of why I bang on about in the book about, know yourself, seek out therapy, seek out medication, meditation, whatever it takes. And therapy helped save my life. And so as some medication, like, and TMS, brain magnet therapy, as I call it, helped relieve chronic depression recently. So there are all these tools at our disposal, and that's the thing. Like, and thank you for recognizing that the spells in the book are not just a quick fix; they're just tools along the way. And I was very cautious not, again, to trivialize deep issues and challenges that we just have as humans and sensitive people. And so everybody responds differently to different things. And yeah, it's just one component is to use magic and spellcraft. It's a big component because it utilizes our minds, our emotions, our intentions, and it's complementary to other, practices and reliefs.
And learning to be present in the moment. I think a lot of the times when you are dealing with these issues, these shadow aspects of yourself, it's usually stuff that happened in the past that is triggering or keeping, you or having you to deal with these shadow aspects of yourself. It's usually stuff in the past. So for me, it's trying to remember to bring myself to the present, to ground myself, I think is the most important part. But again, mentally bringing myself to the now so that I can, heal what it is that's hurting me, that's bothering me.
Yeah, and that's an exercise in mindfulness, being like present moment awareness. Here I am. Let's take a step back and look in the past, look toward the future, and remain anchored in the present.
Yes,
It's a very wise approach.
yeah, definitely. So Maru said, do you write musical spells?
Me? Well, like I rhyme spells sometimes, but not all the spells in the when it comes to the spoken words, they're not all rhyming.
Yeah. I see. I can't rhyme the spells. Like for me, I just have to just say them. For me, rhyming them just doesn't feel natural for me.
Okay. Yeah. Again, everyone's different. That and honor that. Yeah, the most music I do is singing to my cat skills.
Oh, and your cat, is he there right there with you, or is he?
Oh, he's catnapping right now. But he was purring earlier. It was very sweet.
He was purring earlier, and I said his purring is like very meditative, very soothing, very very therapeutic. So
not
definitely.
only a registered emotional support pet, which is him, but I also brought a emotional support isopod.
Oh, I love him.
Comes from the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Oh, is he like a squishy type of?
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Recycled material. Yeah, Monterey Bay Aquarium. My emotional support isopod.
Oh, so when Catskills can't go with you, you take that with you. Oh, perfect. That's beautiful. So throughout your book, readers are reminded that they can pause, adapt, or step away. Why do you feel permission is such a vital part of responsible magical practice?
Yeah, again, approaching every spell from one's own level and vantage point. It's one of those things. You don't have to read through the whole book like from cover to cover, and that was guided to do. You can be like, okay, there's
Bibliomancy style.
Yeah, bibliomancy style. Banishing accumulated vibes, like that's what I turn to. And yeah, you can kind of flip wherever and modify the practices and not feel like you're bound.
Yeah.
It just kind of reminds me about how a lot of new practitioners, especially, approach magic with fear, which is what Frater's just did. His podcast is called Magic Without Fears. So a lot of practitioners, especially new practitioners, approach it with fear, and it feels foreign. Yeah, Lisa knows cat skills. Yeah. And so my book, tries to approach magic without fears. Yeah. And I'm looking at the comments.
Yep. Oh, hey, Jan, welcome. So she grew up in Monterey.
Lovely.
Yeah. Welcome, Jan.
I went to the aquarium with my brother, sister-in-law, and niece and nephew. Book tour, stopover during after a book tour, like 3 years ago, and that was for the Empaths Oracle tour. I think it was like 4 years ago. But yeah,
Again,
just
another phenomenal deck, guys. I mean,
and thank you, Selena, for your reviews about my decks and my books. It's just an honor.
most definitely. I mean,
Oh,
this is just beautiful, beautiful artwork. Oops, upside down. But every single one of these images, it had my, like, first time I pulled it out of the deck and I was looking at them, my intuition was going nuts. Like,
mhm.
I could see different aspects of it, and I could see how perfectly those words aligned with the image. And like, I could get lost just staring at these images. It was very meditative to look at each one of these cards.
Yeah, even I will pull some cards now and then and be like, "Oh, I never saw this here."
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah,
and
like a lot. It just different stuff really, I think, pops depending on where you're at spiritually, where you're at grounded, where you're at in your shadow aspect. Like, different things are meant to pop out and show themselves to kind of help you navigate what it is you're dealing with, as well as with what the card is trying to help you with. So I think this is a phenomenal, again, another phenomenal deck, guys. Really shamelessly plugging Empath Oracle, Gothic Witch Oracle, Shadow Magic Spellbook. Guys, y'all have to get every single one of these, and you will not be disappointed. His work is absolutely phenomenal and very much healing and supportive for our emotional states, our mental states. You know, and again, I think it's something that we all need to work on and to heal from. I think on a regular basis, you know, regardless what, if you're a baby witch, not a baby witch, I think anyone can use these because they're very simple spells that you can also change and you know, rewrite to help fit you, to help you with what feels good for you. And if you don't have the ingredients, then visualize that healing. I think the visualization part that we talked about earlier, again, is coming into play about visualizing yourself healing is such an important part of meditation, of Reiki, all of that stuff.
and like you mentioned in your review, the back of the book contains a catalog of correspondence
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
the work institutions for different herbs. Because
Yeah.
if you have Solomon's seal root, oh, can
Yep.
I do cloves? You know,
Yeah.
certain
And I love Solomon seal root. I actually pick up a bunch of that when I go to Gettysburg. There's a witchy shop there that I love getting some of my herbs from and helping like a local shop, you know. But yeah, so beautiful. Which of your books surprised you the most while writing it?
Well, actually, I would say the Empath's Oracle, because I
Yes.
was in Hawaii at the time. I lived there for nearly 4 years, and I was in a lot of grief at that time. Things that I'm still recovering from, and that my writing of the new Shadow Magic Spellbook actually was cathartic for me in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that I cathartic. Um,
Hey,
oh,
Tarot Stash, Gerald.
oh, thanks, good. Um, and I didn't think I had another book or a project in me when I was going through grief and um, all the whole process when I was in Hawaii. But the Empath's Oracle wanted to come through, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to it. And then I reached out to the artist Konstantin Bass
Mm-hmm.
in Germany because I just looked up psychedelic abstract artists, and all of his work is acrylic, no digital alteration. And
Wow.
and he responded the same day. He's like, I'm on board. Let's do this. And I'm like,
Nice.
doing this. So it just kind of came out of what seemed like nowhere. And that's the thing. Like sometimes, we can all be very self-defeating. That's just the human condition, especially for sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And so after I write a book, I'm like, oh, that's all I have to say. My work is done. Work is done in the world. That's it. And and then the muses come knocking again, tapping again. They're like, actually, there's this too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know when that happens, and I know the feeling, because I'm like, oh, okay. I have to just go ahead and do what they're suggesting I do. And, they're always, to me, they're always right. They're always, whatever they suggest is always right. And even though it scares the heck out of me when they suggest these things, they never steer me the wrong way. So it's, again, learning to listen to your intuition and your guides and your ancestors, and, they'll never steer you the wrong way. So I like that. Was there a book that felt like it wrote you instead of the other way around?
Well, curiously, the favorite book that I've written is Esoteric Empathy.
Mm-hmm.
And it took 6 years off and on of research. The bibliography is crazy in there. So many books. Thank you, Public Library, also. So many that felt like it through. Everything that I do is a co-creative process, though, with the universe. In particular, really felt spiritually inspired, and I would write things and be like, someone needs to hear that. Apparently, I wouldn't have thought of that. So I just love when that happens. Then
So Matthew Wood uses either true or false Solomon seal to go invisible, and it works. I cannot remember which one. 2 different plants.
Yeah, the Chinese one, the one used in Chinese traditional medicine, I think is the official. I don't know what the false Solomon seal is, though.
So which topic do readers ask you about the most that you didn't expect?
Cursing. Yeah, cursing and hexing. They're like, hey, can I hire you to curse this? Make them have a leaky butthole and like, destroy their relationship. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Homie, don't
so
play
again, it goes with ethics. I'm the same way. I don't do anything with love. I don't do anything with cursing. I don't do any of that. I don't even do like tarot readings for that.
Yeah. Like, and a lot of that is about getting karmically entwined. We don't do karmically entwined with anybody and feel like we're the judge and the jury of any given thing.
Careful with those leaky butthole curses, LOL. Thanks, Timmy.
I'll remind that.
So looking back at your earlier works, particularly those focused on empathy and protection, what do you feel Shadow Magick Spellbook expresses that your previous books were still circling?
Well, in a lot of ways, Shadow Magick Spellbook is like an extension of a witch's shadow magic,
which is really good.
Which is a reprint and revised, expanded 15th anniversary edition of my original Shadow Magic Compendium, my second book. And so with a witch's shadow magic compendium, it's there's a lot wordy. There are a lot of things that are, and with Shadow Magick Spellbook, the new one, it's like, here's practicality. You can just do this and do this, and with some reflection still with each spell. There's still a lot of reflection going on.
Your compendium was phenomenal as well. I read that in one whole day.
Oh,
sat there and just read the whole thing, and then I went back and reread it again. And then I always pick up on other items that I didn't pick up the first time around. So I'm one that likes to read my books at least twice before I do a review on them, because I tend to pick up more things. And the first time I'm just reading it through. The second time I'm reading it through and taking notes.
Gotcha.
That's how my brain works. Like, it doesn't fully retain everything the first time around.
That's a great approach. Love it.
Yeah. So Gerald said, problem is that many readers don't have ethics or even consider them as part of their work.
Yep. That's the thing. ethics, morality, not causing harm.
Yeah.
Those are huge in my book.
Yeah. They're, I have really like very much strict, I will not do stuff like that.
But yeah,
Period.
but deserve. Yeah.
Overachiever.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
boundaries and protection, and those things are very good.
Mm-hmm.
Counteract curses in their own way.
Yep. So how has your relationship to empathy evolved as your work has moved deeper into shadow, ethics, and integration?
I don't know. The two just go hand in hand so much. So
Mm-hmm.
shadow work, I always approach my books and such that focus on empathy with shadow work in mind, and vice versa. My shadow work stuff has empathy in mind as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's little bridge building.
Okay, so if shadow work could talk back, what would it complain about most?
The weather.
I know. We had negative 20 degrees today. So we have frozen pipes. We haven't had running water in like, I don't know, a week maybe. My in-laws do, so I go next door for running water stuff. But yeah, we've been like in a hardcore tundra for like, I don't know, 5 days now.
Jeez.
It's been horrible. But the weather, like today, I almost had a nervous breakdown because of the weather. Like it was just, it like hit me. And I was like, okay, Selena, you got to just recenter yourself, reground yourself. And then shortly after, Miss Tara D called me and just chatted and, you know, got my mind off of me feeling upset about our weather. Yeah. Yeah. It's been pretty bad here. Like negative 20. It's just, yeah, it's been really bad. But if boundaries had a personality, how would you describe it?
Boundaries kind of like talk to the hand.
I love that. What's one myth about empaths that make you laugh?
That it's a curse. That empathy is a curse. Yeah. I used to kind of believe that myself, and that's what I write in my empathy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
About being like, it's a gift, not a curse. It's
It
evolution.
is definitely a gift.
Yeah.
Definitely a gift. So I want to talk about mending past wounds because the spell, as I mentioned earlier, stopped me physically while reading it. My breath changed, my chest tightened. I realized I was holding grief I had not yet named. So without sharing the mechanics, what emotional truth were you holding when you wrote that spell?
I was trying to take everybody into consideration, all the audience, because he has different wounds.
Thank you. Yeah. Because I felt it. Like I mentioned earlier, I felt that spell and it really just, it's only the second spell in the book and it stopped me like already. And I was getting emotional and getting a, like, you know, a little bit like my nervous system was getting a little bit, you know, out of whack slightly. And I'm like, okay, Selena, start naming it because you mentioned how to do all this stuff prior to getting into the spells, like naming what's the shadow and feeling it and taking a breather and pausing, like you know, remind readers to do that. So it was still fresh in my brain. And I'm like, okay, I need to stop and just kind of take a breather and then name that shadow that's causing me that harm.
Yeah, and that's the thing with that spell. Everybody needs to tailor it their own way and based on their own experiences. We all have wounds in the past, and we can all work on healing those things. And that's one helpful tool. So happy that it spoke to you like it did.
It did. Your whole book did, and I was like, I mean, I really can't speak highly enough of how I feel like this book is already helping me heal. I've already done a couple of your spells, and I'm integrating it into my Returning Home Rooted series. And we've talked about root chakra and all that work before, you and I, privately. And, you know, this is one that is part of my, this book sits next to me on a daily basis. So I grab it, do a bibliomancy style, look at it, read the spell. And if I'm in the middle of working, which I'm usually am, I'll start visualizing what it is that spell is going to help me heal. And it's really has been doing that for me.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So
because the book's not released yet and you have an advanced copy, that's my first official feedback. So I really value that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for creating this book, for writing this book. I'm excited for it to be officially released so that, we can start to see everybody else start healing. Because I know you're going to be getting a lot of positive feedback from the book and their own experiences on how they are incorporating the spells, and if it's either changing it, altering it for themselves, or like I just said, visualizing, because they don't have the tools to be able to do all of that. Yeah, perfect. So can you speak to why it felt necessary to include that boundary so clearly?
Which boundary?
The therapy or supportive relationship. Sorry, I skipped that one.
Because like I said, the spells and the workings in the book are just tools along the way. And so yeah, over and over I say, this is a tool, it's not the quick fix. And that was just my own personal, ethical responsibility to emphasize that and remind people.
So when they're when they're practicing or regulate, like when regulation comes first during the spell, what signs would you say indicate readiness versus being overwhelmed?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, healthy boundary pushing for ourselves, help getting out of our comfort zones a little bit, just enough, it can be very beneficial. So we don't want to shy away from certain magic if we're getting called toward it just because it feels a little scary. Shadow work can be scary, especially internal shadow work. And we don't have to do everything all at once either. It's like we just need to trust ourselves is the thing, and slightly push ourselves out of our comfort zone for the sake of healing.
Lovely. Draven here has a question. I have been pagan and reading books, listening to podcasts, YouTube for a long time now. How do you feel the community has changed in how it sees shadow work?
I think it's becoming more embraced and less sensationalized at this point. Shadow work in general, and in my Shadow Magic Spellbook, the new one, I divide it up into different chapters: the internal, interpersonal shadow work, the shadow of the and then the other shadow of the other world, which includes astral projection, death and dying, and dreams, all these things.
And that was your last chapter, which was also another phenomenal, like you talked about death work. And I work a lot with, ancestral work, being Mexican, Dia de los Muertos is, it's huge for us, and the altars and everything like that. But the death in the afterlife for your final chapter, chapter 12, it just had my little gothy heart happy to see that in here. I was like, yes, he's doing ancestral dedications and cemetery crossroad releasings and stuff like that. So to me, that spoke for me on a personal basis as well, because of the type of work that I do. I do work with a lot of death deities as well as ancestral. Like I keep up a permanent ancestral altar in my home. And we have coffee every morning.
That's great to hear.
Yeah. So phenomenal. So what does low effort magic look like for you on an off day?
Like here's an example of low effort magic in my book. Is just being like, hey, any negativity that's accumulated on me, I cast away now. Whew. Draw it on the light. Boom. Done. That to me feels like low effort. Instant magic.
Oh, totally.
Or maybe I'll just, like you mentioned, coffee. Maybe I'll take my coffee cup and be like, just visualizing this with energy for the day, relieving anxiety, even though it's a stimulant.
But
It's like,
sometimes you need that stimulant, you know? I mean, I need it.
oh, me too.
On days I have 3 hours of sleep, of course I need, you know, that stimulant.
So little acts of instant magic go a long way.
Oh,
And it
totally.
really enlivens our craft too, because it's like, oh yeah, I am in charge of my life.
That's exactly true. We are in charge of our own lives. And like I mentioned this before on other lives that I do, I'm very careful what type of external energy I allow into my work field. Like I don't watch the news. The only thing I watch on TV is YouTube. Or I binge like Schitt's Creek. I love Schitt's Creek, which again, you know, Catherine O'Hare, but or meditative music, you know, like stuff like that's what I have on TV. I don't allow any type of negative influences to penetrate my field. And that's, I feel like, helps keep my aura, you know, not have those types of dark spots in it, is what I'm calling it, dark spots. You know, so being intentional on what you let inside of your mental well-being, especially if you're not feeling well mentally, if you're not doing well, exposing yourself to anything like that is going to make it worse.
Yeah, it's imperative that we're mindful about what we consume
Mm-hmm.
while keeping aware of socio-political things
Yeah.
and finding that balance, because we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be overwhelmed or underwhelmed in any direction. I just love to talk about balance all the time, and
Me too. You're not a Libra, are you?
I'm a Libra rising.
Okay, so it's in there.
Yeah, a Leo, Pisces.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. I'm sorry?
Tropical
Okay.
astrology.
Yeah, there was like a little bit of a glitch there. Um, is there a practice you love that doesn't look magical at all from the outside?
Fashion. Yeah. Choosing, I mean, not necessarily extravagant fashion, but if I go out as a certain makeup I might wear, will have a meaning,
Mm-hmm.
or the color of the clothing that I'm wearing will
Glamour
have
magic.
well, yeah. Well, yeah, it's I guess a form of glamour magic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to necessarily like make an impression on anybody um, or manipulate or anything like that. It's more like personal, like color-based magic and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so art-based magic, yeah, is what I was.
Beautiful. What's one thing that reliably brings you back into your body when you feel mentally or emotionally saturated?
Cat skills, my kitty cat
Oh, he's adorable.
is an angel incarnate, yeah, and
So
we do
our fur babies, our familiars, and
we do prayers to Goddess Bastet every day,
mm-hmm.
Sekhmet, and of gratitude and blessings, and um, yeah, he's my anchor. Again, I don't know why the word anchor keeps coming up in our conversation because I almost never use that word, but it seems to be a theme in the unconscious.
Yeah, I mean, my Darla is the same way. She's a rescue, and she has health issues, autoimmune, mobility issues. But the moment I saw her, it's just she is definitely my familiar. She's someone that helps. Again, she anchors me as well. She helps me bring me down into the now and helps me keep me grounded. And the fact that she has these health issues, she doesn't even know she has them. She doesn't know she has a mobility issue. She falls constantly, but guess what? She gets right back up, shakes it off, and keeps going. So to me, when I see her resilience like that and the way she doesn't let anything stop her, it's like she's helping me, like she's teaching me.
Oh, it is inspiring. I know. Like I've seen like two-legged dogs, three-legged dogs walking around happy as the day is long,
Yeah.
not bother. I'm like, whoa, that is inspiring.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it kind of helps me think, okay, with me having health issues, and if I just keep thinking about my health issues and I dwell on them, then it changes your mindset, it changes your mood, it changes everything. But for my little girl here, she's as happy as can be, happy as a clam. I don't know if clams are really happy, but happy as a clam.
Where that saying comes from. Yeah, and one thing you asked earlier about like what has surprised me about some of my writing.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised me was that in the new one, Shadow Magic Spellbook, there's a spell for protecting your animal familiar.
I saw that one.
Like, why does that want to go in a shadow workbook? But it did, and there are a number of protection spells in there anyway, so I'm like, why not?
Why not? I've done healing and protection spells on her before, and I think that's like the magic that surprises me the most is how she reacts to it and how she, within like an hour, she's healed.
Yeah.
She's feeling better. She's rolling on her back. She's, rubbing her face against my feet, letting me know that she's happy. And that was like within an hour. I was like, wow, it's stuff like that just really, magic's real. And it's the intention and the love and everything you put into it is what makes it come to life.
Exactly. Totally agreed. Yeah. It's not this foreign thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's life itself. Magic.
Correct. And I love that about us and our community and the type of people that we are, is that we can see the magic in the mundane. We can look at a plant and see the beauty and the magic around a simple plant. It's stuff like that makes me happy to be in this type of community, makes me happy to have these type of abilities, empathic abilities, everything else that goes with it. And it just, sometimes, we've laughed about this on my other live, I feel bad and I call them the muggles. I feel bad for the muggles because they can't see the beauty in the simplicity of plants, of rock. My heart is happy with a rock and a stick.
Right.
I see the beauty in all of that. So I think we have such a wonderful community. And, I think we all are, I think we're all magical anyways. I think we all have these abilities in us. It's just harnessing and believing it is what's hindering other people.
Right. Exactly. Totally agreed.
Yep. So for your Oracle deck on the Empath Oracle, what card constantly shows up for you?
Oracle. Constantly shows up for me. The first card, establishing emotional boundaries.
Okay, nice.
The first card, I'm like, this is a super empath lesson. One to prioritize that, and it just so happens that it comes up for me all the time. So
I love that. Beautiful. I have cards when I'm shuffling on a specific Oracle deck that always come up, like constantly, and I'm like, why? There's 44 cards in here. Why is the first one? Why is this one still repeating itself like 5 times in a row after like aggressively shuffling it? It's pretty funny when stuff like that happens. So which card do people resist the most, and why do you think that is in that same deck?
Probably the looking toward the future card, because it's so easy for us to ruminate in the past and in these things. So the looking toward the future card, it can feel overwhelming, because it's like, okay, but I'm a product of my past. Here I am in the present. Oh, that might cause anxiety to look toward the future because it's unknown. So I think that's challenging cards in there.
Like having anxiety, you tend to overanalyze not only the past, but also the future. So before you make a first step, you're going to overanalyze every possible scenario that's going to happen before you even make that first step into the future.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we mentally get into our own heads, and that's something I need to stop doing myself as well. Overanalyzing.
It's just so common. Yeah.
Yeah. So long rituals or quiet daily practices?
At this point, quiet daily practices.
Me too. Journaling before magic or after magic?
Both. Um, because we want to see the contrast. So it's like, okay, this is how I'm feeling now. This is what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Performing the magic, the ritual, whether that is like an hour long or a week long, whatever, a moon cycle long, whatever it is. And then journaling afterward. Okay, this is how I've changed. This is what I experienced. It's good to see that contrast, I think.
I think I need to do before and after as well, now that you mentioned that. I usually only do after, but I think before and after, I think it'll help me see where I'm at, how much I've progressed.
Yep.
So that's a good practice. Thank you. So candle magic or sigil magic?
Oh, they both have their time and place. So candle magic. Well, I love sigil magic too, or sigil magic. So for sigils or sigils, I think those are better for more intense long-term actions, whereas candle magic can be just instant. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, feeling X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna go get this little beeswax tea light, light it, and state these intentions. Boom, done.
That's what I use, beeswax tea lights.
Be the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I love them. Gothic aesthetic or invisible magic?
Always Gothic aesthetic.
Yeah. I was going to say, he's going to say Gothic. Protection magic or boundary magic?
They go hand in hand. I think when it comes to boundary magic, we're often concerned about the other party or parties external from. Whereas with protection magic, at least for me, it's more about the self, protecting the self, and then kind of follows that guideline our realities do.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Whereas like boundary magic, when it's working with a specific force or person or something, is very necessary. But in general, I think like on the daily, protection is
beautiful. So lunar cycles or planetary timing?
Oh geez, both. Again, different purposes. After living in Hawaii for 3.5 years, I got really into the lunar cycles because there's not much of a seasonal shift there.
Makes sense.
And so it got way more attuned to the lunar cycles that way. And then also because I follow a lot of Hinduism and Eastern mysticism, those work on lunar cycles too, rather than solar primarily. So
nice.
And almost Lunar New Year, by the way.
Oh, that's coming up on the 17th? No.
Yep, the new moon, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so I think we're getting close to the end here. So what responsibilities do you believe authors hold when writing about shadow and trauma?
I think a big responsibility is to make sure that people don't feel ashamed, because like my favorite artist, Tori Amos, sings about quite a bit, shame. That's a tremendous heavy force. We don't want to add shame upon shame or guilt. It's about acceptance and ethically approaching things and forgiving ourselves. And we don't have to forgive everybody in our lives. We're not required to do that. Forgiving ourselves and working and growing from those things, very important.
Yeah, I think it's the forgiveness that you just said. I felt that when you said that, forgiving ourselves. You don't have to forgive everyone else that did you wrong, but forgiving yourself for whatever put you in that situation, I think is what's important and is incredibly healing. Even if you need to have a good cry, those tears are super healing, super cleansing. And yeah, I definitely felt that when you just said forgiving yourself.
Yeah. It's all a cycle. We don't have to get caught up in days or weeks of tears. We can cycle it through, especially with magic.
Yeah.
Allow those things to arise and sit with them.
Yeah, I just did a VR, and it's witchcraft ins and outs, and there's a couple questions in there that really, when I was thinking about this ins and outs for 2026, I mean, I was bawling. I was like sniffling, bawling, because I was, it was so intense. And again, it was naming the unnameable that I had in me that was lingering inside and needed to come out, and stuff that I didn't know was there until I actually named it.
Yeah, right.
So again, that's that healing process after reading your book a couple times, that I'm catching myself in these moments when it is okay to let out those emotions, because you are healing yourself, you are cleansing yourself. And again, shameless plug, everybody. Definitely pick up Shadow Magick Spellbook. It comes out in March. I'm excited to hear everybody in the chat when you guys have it. Make sure you guys leave a review also on Amazon or wherever it is that you buy it from, so that Raven gets all 5 stars on this book.
Well, it's been a pleasure. I can't thank you.
So we still have a couple more questions, but I'm going to continuously, shamelessly plugging in your wonderful, incredibly healing book that I feel is very much needed for 2026 and moving forward. I think it's such a fun, I mean, again, such a phenomenal book. I feel like I'm just repeating myself again and again, but this really is such an incredible book, guys. So if someone is early in their healing journey, what foundational work would you encourage before deep shadow magic?
Learning about the world and the cultures of the world, and practicing philosophies of the world.
Beautiful. And if you could give one permission to sensitive people listening, what would it be?
Love yourself as much as you can. Fake it till you make it, if you have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. It's like, if we can work on loving ourselves, then we can more accurately love others and the world at large.
Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca John. I can't wait to hear your feedback on this book. Again, I think we all are in need, and this book has come out at such a perfect time to heal, I feel, the world, because it's not just going to be people here in the US, it's going to be people all over the world that will be picking up this book and, learning and healing from it as well. So I'm excited for that. So what feels genuinely fun or nourishing in your work right now?
Learning more about tarot. Like, I'm a professional tarot reader, and anybody
You
can
are a phenomenal tarot reader, by the way.
so much. Yeah, and anybody can go to ravendigitalis.com and book a session.
Yes.
But this year I'm diving way deeper into learning even more about tarot, because tarot is reality in a pack of cards. And I exclusively work with the Thoth deck.
Yep.
The Crowley Harris deck. And it's, reality is an endless journey of wisdom. So just same with the tarot. And so I'm just trying to go even deeper into those mysteries right at the moment.
Yeah. Tarot and using tarot for magic, for spells, phenomenal.
Path working.
Yeah. Or rewriting a spread, like moving cards around, adding cards, pulling some out and rewriting it is another spell. I mean, I love tarot. It's phenomenal. Yeah. Okay. Final question. And what's something simple that brings you joy lately?
Sleep.
Yes.
Kind of sleep. I've always been fascinated with sleep and rest, and I don't know if it's because I started watching A Nightmare on Elm Street at like age 10, and like that whole series.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So I dreamt of, like, I was in Nightmare on Elm Street, like he was approaching me in my sleep. It is the scariest, most traumatizing thing ever.
Speaking of spooky stuff, I do, like I said, I have all my books right here.
You do have a spooky story one.
It's called Black Magick, 13 Tales of Darkness, Horror, and the Occult.
I need it.
Yeah. And this is published by Moon Books in the UK, in London. And which I feel so fancy for saying. It's like, oh, I have 3 publishers and like 4 publicists. I'm like, so fancy.
Well, you deserve to have like a million publicists and publishers, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for you. Speaking of the future, what's your do you have any next projects coming up, or are you just kind of still you know, settling in with this one?
Yeah, there are a few things on the back burner, but I'm allowing them to be on the back burner right now because
Nice.
I've got focus with tarot readings and with the tarot schooling and other thing, and the new book release, things like that. So yeah, just allowing it, just taking a little breather right now.
Nice.
I know that never lasts, so just
Nope.
rolling.
Nope. Wonderful. And so again, please check out Raven's website if you need to book a session. He does Reiki, he does tarot reading, he does mediumship work. I mean, you name it, it's all on his website. Again, I can attest to the session that I had with Raven, the Reiki and actually it was all 3. I think you had some mediumship work in there as well. Phenomenal, guys. Absolutely. I left that session completely refreshed, mentally and physically. So I highly recommend his work. Again, all of his work, not only his sessions, but also his books, his tarot decks. I'm absolutely thrilled to have met you. I feel like again in this life. I feel like there's past life stuff there, but I feel your work now is definitely coming to me at a time that I desperately need your work.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that. I
Yeah.
love when you're nice in the line.
Yeah.
Then
That's what I'm saying. There's so many just odd stuff like that. Like, you're also a Freemason. My husband's a Freemason. I had a past life as a Freemason and a Knights Templar.
love it.
So I feel like my husband and I, and like our lives have really come into play many times in different past lives. But it's really just, you know, there's a lot of synchronicities with you as well.
Yeah. I noticed that too. I love it. So
yeah,
in good contact, and
definitely
be happy to be here. Thank you so much for chatting. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you
great
guys.
Books and decks, like, you boost my Leo confidence so much, because you know
Any
Leo,
day.
you're down deep. So it's like,
Thank you. I will boost it as often as you need me to.
with that,
But I'm sorry. So thank you all for being here. I truly appreciate everyone for your beautiful energy in the chat, for all of my moderators, for everybody putting up his link and being able to purchase the book and pre-ordering. Please don't forget to do that. You guys will not be disappointed. Again, thank you so much, Raven, for being here. I am extremely thankful for you and the healing work that you are really putting out there for, you know, for others to start on this healing journey. I think your work is very much needed in these days.
thank you so much. That's very reassuring.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh, see, we have several pre-orders already in here. So thank you all so much. Make sure that you definitely give reviews, put the reviews wherever it is that you buy them. Post those reviews, and it will help him out tremendously with all those 5 stars. So thank you guys so much. Raven, if you could just hold off until the end, we're going to chat backstage. And but thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for your beautiful energy and your love that you continuously pour out into our community. I am extremely grateful for everybody in the chat. And I will catch you all on the next live, guys. Bye.